power is incompetence, meaning power in itself is an absolute tragedy and an unparalleled contradiction and also a counterproductivity in one way or another. Now, most people won't recognize this differentiation regarding power. Most people are going to say that power is all good, authentic, righteous, and it's good to have for everyone around the world. They should have power in one way or another, and that is what they are going to say, that power is unconditionally and indisputably good all the time, no matter who we are, what we are in, what we're facing, what we've become. But then again, power is contradictory, paradoxical, dangerous, and counterproductive also when it's not sought properly and when also it's not developed and exercised with responsibility, caution, authenticity, character, patience, and accountability in the world. Then power can ruin everything. And it's not just the external world and outside peoples, but also its employer, its developer, its exerciser. And that means power can ruin the very person who exercises it, develops it, and from whom it comes. And that power could be regarding or of anything. And it's not just about violence, money, wealth, etc., but about internal powers and critical intellectual faculties also, such as knowledge, education, talent, skill. All those things are powers, and they also had to be controlled and used and domesticated by our psychology, by our superiority in one way or another. And when they are not domesticated, then they are going to be used uncontrollably, unconditionally, unreasonably all the time without responsibility, and that is going to destroy everything about ourselves, and we're going to be ultimately held hostage, domesticated, enslaved, subjugated by what we failed to control, by what we could not basically tame, that tempted us into destruction. And this fateful suffering is now with ourselves because of what we could not control. And because we could not control, domesticate, enslave, or manage our powers, we are now being controlled and led and obviously domesticated or subjugated by our powers of either wealth, riches, influence, knowledge, education, talent, or arrogance. It could be anything. All those things are power, and they are very dangerous powers. And it's not always that martial art is the only offensive or defensive power at the same time. Martial art is for defensive and protective reasons and purposes only from both men and women. They must be used for defensive mechanisms only. But then again, martial art also involves its own responsibility, control, and reason. That power also has to be controlled, otherwise, that destroys everything, including the one who develops it and exercises